Hello world, my name is Nahmu and welcome to the Six Fat Show. This is episode 3. So the second episode of Six Fat, we had an interview down at Back Office Studio with John Newman. And luckily enough, across the street, you can find this awesome, cheesecake shop where you can just go in and just have yourself a nice sweet treat here in 24th Cheesecakerie. And joining with me is Sean, Vic, and Bart Brazil. And thank you for having us, be here in this nice little shop you guys own.
We appreciate it. I know Little Sean feel a little guilty if I don't say Little Sean is here as well. Yep. He loves it. He loves it. But no, we appreciate
whole generation of of guests right here. Now, of course, we're still practicing social distancing with our mask, and also 6 feet, right? 6 feet away.
Got it,
right? You want to play with this? Yeah, you're strong, right?
I'm gonna let my grandmother start off first because she was the whole beginning of how we got started baking, and then I'll move into the generational part.
Business got started many years ago at the wedding of my daughter. They think mothers can do everything. So that's how it began. And it grew. She was married, they went to Japan, came back, joined me, and it was just a catering business at the time. And so we worked the catering business, and then Sean came along, and in due time he joined us. I think it was 2000 that he joined us. And the rest is history.
Yep. And what's kind of cool about it is that, I've always been into baking. My mother and my grandmother are really big bakers, and they attended Washington Community College, where I also went for a couple classes and chose another pathway. But the best thing about it was, us being in an environment of us all loving what we do is that we can all work together some way, shape, or form, regardless if it's either perfecting a recipe or just allowing ourselves to try new things. And that's the best thing about having 3 generations of what we would call bakers, because we was able to bounce things off each other's heads and stuff like that, which led us to cheesecakes. When I first got an opportunity to make a cheesecake, a lady asked me in my apartment building over a Roundtree off of Ellsworth, and she asked me for a cheesecake. I've never made a cheesecake in my life. We did not grow up eating cheesecakes, so that was not something I did. So I called my mother. My mother, she told me how to make it, and then we looked at the recipe and said, let's change things up our way. And there you have it. We had different opportunities to take our cheesecake to different places, and I worked at a country club at the time. So once the guy at the country club tried, he became a kitchen manager at the Ypsilanti Marriott, which I started working at Ypsilanti Marriott, and it turned into Chef's Challenge Cheesecakes. We want to change the world with a slice of cheesecake. And people kind of get confused about me saying, well, how you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? Well, beyond the cheesecakes, there's a bigger picture. Cheesecakes is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes down to 24th Cheesecakerie, I mean, for me personally, it starts off by me being able to be with my kid every day. Little Sean you see running around here. That was my biggest goal from starting the cheesecake business. But not only that, but it also gives mom and my grandmother an opportunity to receive more caterings. It gives us a platform where we can bring other businesses in to not only highlight us to bring more value, but it highlights them as well. So when you say why cheesecakes, well, it's more than cheesecakes. But at the end of the day, people love the cheesecakes, and cheesecakes pay the bills.
Now, seeing how you just said it's more than cheesecake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate a little bit further? Because what I'm seeing around here, it's not just cheesecake itself, but you also have some local works going on,
oh yeah,
shirts down there.
You know what? It started with our collaboration. Brandon Denton, he's over in the back section. He came to me and he said, you know what? I think you have a good idea. And I said, you know what? I think if we can work together to form something new. This whole wanted to be involved in sharing our knowledge, which is our core value, which is to share our knowledge. And sharing our knowledge was something where we wanted to help other businesses. If they have something that they can highlight, or if they have something that they can bring to the table, they can come to us, because starting a business down here, there's a big threshold between being successful and falling apart in the middle of that. Either it's become getting rent, It have to do with getting licensing. All that costs a lot of money. So giving us that platform where people can come in and sell hats, sell cake pops, sell chocolate covered cookies, sell t-shirts, sell soap, sell anything that you have a passion with, is awesome, because what it does is it gives you an opportunity to get yourself to the point where you can start growing your business at our expense, but it adds not only more value to us, but it'll add more value to you. And one thing I realize is when people have a foot in their business, they love what they do and they love what you do. So give an opportunity for people to take their business from here to there without having to sacrifice a lot in between, because we did a lot of that, you know. We sacrificed a whole lot in between and we want to cut that out, you know. People don't start businesses to lose money. People don't start businesses because they have a hard work ethic. People start businesses because either A, they want to work for themselves, or B, because they have something that they want the world to know. And if we can help them in any way figure out which one it is and help them figure it out without wasting money, where they become more deterred and not wanting to do it anymore, that's where we fall in. You know, helping the business get going, and they can either take off and run away with it, or they can stay involved with us. So I believe that if we can help a business grow, we're changing the world, because if we can open up over 100 to 200 locations around the United States and across the country, or across the seas, you can't say that's not changing the world. It's giving people opportunity to get to where they want to be, and with very little involved, you know?
So you just want to let, you know, local businesses to know that whatever you have like going on here, you can help them out. You can help them, like, you know, have a place to sell, have a place to like to just advertise what they need in the store. Even though it's
You can push him away. Yeah, you can push him away. He'll be all right.
good.
Come here, Shiny. Shine. Come here. Here. Here.
How do you like implement your safety procedures around your store?
We're very distant. I mean, once you guys see this store right here is about, I want to say about 1,400 square feet, maybe a little less than that. We could, you know, you could fit 5 people in here at a time, you know, without anybody feeling personally in their space and things like that. And these are the times where safety measures cost a lot of money, you know. I'm not gonna go off and say, oh, we clean our stores. No, we've been clean since day one. We keep our stores sanitized, we keep it disinfected since day one. So that's not gonna be something I'm gonna go off and say, because we do that anyway. This is a very good place for us, you know. And one good thing about it is we're a takeout store. You're not gonna come in, you're not gonna sit down, you know. We don't feel that wrath of those losing business because we sit down, you know. We have a very good crew, and they make sure that everybody, when they come in, they feel comfortable. If somebody wants to eat outside, our crew will set up a table outside for them. Even like today was pretty warm for what it was. I don't know why, it's pretty good. But yeah, this is true.
Let me ask, like, Bacon Bar, that, you know, seeing how your son just made this or grandson just made this like awesome cheesecake store. Is this kind of like the dream that you always wanted to be, or was there another time where you just think of something else?
Actually, when I was around his age or younger, I wanted to run a restaurant. And we had that opportunity to do so. And then I discovered, you know, and that was only, what, about 3 years ago? Yeah. Then I discovered I didn't want to run a restaurant. And so that was the only dream I had. But I realized that maybe doing one thing was better than trying to do a whole bunch of things at one time. And so I wish we had started out, but I guess if we didn't start out like that, we wouldn't know where we wanted to go. So I'm kind of glad that we did experience that 1 year of the restaurant, and that just let me realize that I outgrew it. You know, I got older, and I should have just left it alone. That's what I realized.
Yeah, and like, you know, I'm just like really glad to see that, you know, that not only you guys are just servicing your customers with like something that's delicious, that's something that, you know, that can get them going through with just like the sweet treat, but also just like how you guys are just connecting with the community right now, even in like this like darkest time because with the COVID and everything. And it's really like hopeful to see that, you know, people cannot just only, you know, just to survive, but also just to like start somewhere, like wherever they are. Like a small community can just like, you know, branch out into like bigger things. And from what I see, this is like, you know, this is a result. This is a result of not just only hard work, but also just seeing faces that you would just meet out of nowhere, and just give like this wonderful service, you know, towards everyone, whether they're like, you know, from afar or just close by. And it's awesome. It's really good. And I really like to thank you guys for just, you know, putting that service into use in this wonderful shop.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate y'all coming in.
Yeah.
This is just the next step to our journey.
Why don't you like just like show us around, like, you know,
Okay.
sing like what we just said.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Right? Good.
Yep.
So this may be like a small tour, but we're just gonna just take a look around and see what they can offer to us, especially with these delicious cheesecakes, you know? So about these cheesecakes, like what kind of like variety do you offer?
Oh man, we have a plethora of cheesecakes. It starts from the plain classic all the way to holiday cheesecakes with the peppermint mocha chocolate cheesecake and little shiny cheesecake. What's so cool about this is that our core menu items are Oreo, strawberry, caramel macchiato, hazelnuts, lemon, and just the classic plain. Red velvet made its way to the menu, so now we have 7 on the menu now. But every cheesecake flavor has a story to it, so that's pretty cool. Because when we started our menu, I said, let's make the ones that really made sense to us. So that's what we started doing with our cheesecakes. But then we have our holiday cheesecakes, nutmeg, pumpkin, sweet potato. So we try to do a nice little rotation every week. We also take requests. Some people might request tiramisu. Some people might request a white chocolate raspberry. We have a cinnamon roll cheesecake that's very popular. It's a very popular birthday cheesecake.
You are like a genius of like cake mastering.
Now this right here is, next to the wall is what we call value. This right here is what 24 Cheesecakerie is going to be expanding upon. It might not always be with hats, it might not always be with t-shirts, but what we will be expanding on is allowing businesses in our area, as we talked about earlier today, to grow their business. So people know that when you come to our store, you're gonna get more than just cheesecakes. You can walk over here and get a hat for your little boy, you know, get a t-shirt for your wife. I got a t-shirt at home that says, your wife said bring home some cheesecakes. So it's just some fun little trinkets and fun little accessories that we bring to the table, which allow people to just love every bit of 24 Cheesecakerie. And then of course we got our t-shirts, which are pretty cool. And one thing about our shirts is, when you purchase a t-shirt, you get a slice of cheesecake. Not only that, but every time you wear your t-shirt into our location, you get 5% off that meal, or that deal rather. We also have these little soaps over here, they're pretty cool too. They're all natural, and that's how we are now, you know. We're going all natural, you know. There's nothing inside our products that were used on animals and things of that sort. I'm not so connoisseur, but I did ask a lot of questions when I got involved in these soaps, and I know that they're really, really good for your skin. You smell good, and if you're my baby boy, it tastes good too. And then we have and then one thing about the COVID situation was we had to take away the opportunity for indoor seating. So why not utilize it as a tool for people, you know, for us to make awesome things like signs. We make masks. We make a bunch of other things that we can set out for people to see, because you know, you never know. People walk in the store and say, "Oh shoot, I look beautiful." They want to get a mask with a mirror in it, or you know, get a frame with a mirror in it. And I'm going to show you the best part of this store, which I really think is cool. We have an opportunity to have space. And not only do we have space, but we have an environment where we can come and we can teach others, and we can come and we can have little events and things of that sort, and just bring people together. You know, even if it's an event where there's 2 or 3 people want to come in and know about business, we have the space for that. If it's a family that comes in on a Friday night, we have space for that. You know, sometimes we have people, 2 or 3 people come in as a little group, and they'll play on the games. They'll play on the checkerboard. So with COVID going around, and you know, things are rough for a lot of people. Businesses, food businesses, to be most likely affected by what's going on. Just think of what are you going to be doing once COVID is over? Think about what can you do now to catapult yourself to becoming more successful once COVID is done. So I think utilizing this time to make yourself more useful to how your future is going to be your biggest help during this time. So that's how we look at things around here at 24th Cheesecakerie. And I hope you do the same, because one thing about it is this is not going to last forever. So you might well use it as an investment to make it better for yourself in the future.
I know that like a lot of restaurants in Michigan are just like falling over and just like they're just not getting their money well received because of the current lockdown. But I could say I could help, but I just could also just tell them that, you know, there could be more than just like just catering. There could be just more than just like just giving food. There could be more like, you know, something else that can like just bring, you know, people together, and that could be a start, you know, just like the same one you did.
Yep.
I'd like to say thank you to Sean, and also to Vic and Barb for just, you know, bringing us here and just like, you know, showing this whole thing going around. Yeah, just like I said, like, you know, anything can just start with another thing that you guys can do other than with what you have right now. So thank you again, Sean, for just bringing us here.
Appreciate you, man.
And also, just close it out, remember, stay smart, be safe, and stay friendly. And I'll see you guys next time. See you later.
Peace.